Come back pretty far because I want to have room in the front.
Gonna die.
Good.
I have to keep my foot on it to keep it running.
The choke isn't working on this. The heated choke they're trying to use with no heat to it. Just kind of waiting for our oil pressure to drop, and when you hear it knocking real loud in a second, you're going to see the oil pressure start dropping.
Do the brights work? Okay, the brights work, but the indicator doesn't work right here.
Well, we'll get that fixed. So right now we're at about 27 pounds of oil pressure. Remember, it's cold.
Only 153,000 miles on it. Oh wait, no, that says 453.
That's 143.
Dang, that's not bad, dude. But do these trucks not make it past 100,000 or something?
The 400s didn't. They didn't make it past 25, 30,000. Oil pressure's starting to go down.
It's definitely worth 500 bucks.
Oh, this is still worth 1,000. If the guy knew what he had, he wouldn't have sold this thing for anything less.
This is a rare truck.
Yeah, I'm sure he isn't going to be happy once he sees the video and I say it's worth 4,500 with a good motor, because it is.
Yeah, look, the pressure's dropped. It went from 40 to 20. And it drops.
And as the noise gets louder, the oil pressure will keep dropping to almost nothing.
I bet you if I full stab it, it'll die.
Look how slow that pressure is to come back up.
That just sounds like it's hitting the valve cover.
This thing has multiple problems. It has some valve train issues and some bottom end knock. Low oil pressure, that's bottom end the cam. Ooh, don't do that.
Oh yeah, I forgot the wiper blade's off.
Put a scar in there.
Yeah, I think I did.
So as you can see, the oil pressure is beyond low. It should never be that low. It should at least be 30 to 60, and that just tells you the bottom end isn't good. The lifters aren't good. I can't even hold the camera still because this thing's rocking that good. Alright, so what are we going to do, Kevin?
I'm going to shut it off.
What else are we going to do?
And take the motor out.
This carburetor is correct as far as the 4 barrels go, and that's where it stopped. Originally, this carburetor came with a divorced choke, which you can see. Hope the camera can pick it up. I'll put an arrow up now, but that's where the divorced choke is. Where it's supposed to be, good to go. But the problem is they bought one that's called a heated choke. In the old days, there was a tube that ran from this choke all the way down to the exhaust manifold and piped in heat. Now it has to wait for the engine compartment to literally get warm before the choke is open. Now, as you see, the choke is open right now and it should be shut. There should always be a little bit of gap back this way. And now as you can see, it's too tight. And that's how they get it running. That's probably what killed this motor, is having no choke and very hard starts. The other cute thing they did on here, so they took the heated choke and they ran it to a water temp. Back in the day, what would happen is your thermostat would open and you'd have controlled vacuum. Once the engine got hot, the engine vacuum would allow whatever was on the line to pull. So these guys are literally trying to pull vacuum from no source, and just to keep dirt out, which, okay, that's cool, but this serves no function whatsoever. We will not be doing that. We will not be using this carb. Someone spent $300 and got the wrong carb. That's the lesson here. Alright, let's continue to tear down. The other cute thing is, yes, we have a brand new distributor too, so we got lots of good parts. And let's see, the back of the distributor has the brand new choke pull up, which is incorrect as well. Oh boy. Good old boys, good old boys, good old boys.
Did not put any boot grease on these.
No, and they look good. Look fresh. Fresh wires.
Yeah, they're sticking on there, not like fresh wires.
This guy tried. I mean, I'll give it that. You know, he tried to keep this thing running. At least we got some good parts, though. But the motor's the heart of the beast.
I don't agree with putting some of the things they zip tied together.
Yeah, I was looking at that. It was kind of cute. These manifolds don't get as hot as, say, headers, so you can get away with that.
There's a ground here that's just hanging here, so I don't know what it's for.
Is it silver?
No, it's just a ground connected to something.
It should be connected to your valve cover.
I'm trying to do this with minimal tools here.
Yeah, right, yeah, I gotcha. This is called a minimalist engine swap.
Because everybody's going to have a knife, so I just cut myself.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. You should really use a pair of dikes for that.
Yeah.
Nippers or something.
Next thing is, we're going to be taking the alternator wires out. So right now, we're just taking all the wires off the engine.
So this is the electrical disassembly side of this job.
Exactly. That's going to be in the 11. And we're just using basic Sears hand tool collection box. We're doing nothing special here. We're showing you can do it in your backyard. You can do it by following our example. Alright, so we're going to take the nut off the rectifier. Sorry. Make sure you do not lose that, because it's, I mean, you could go to the hardware store and get a new one, but try to keep it with the alternator. Alright, then you just pop your tabs. Try not to break them.
They will break, though, if they get old enough.
Yeah, but try to reuse them. Alright, just put that to the side. And later, we'll move it somewhere else. We're going to pull the motor out. Alright, now we're just going to start taking off vacuum lines next. Just get those out of the way. You're not going to want to reuse vacuum lines, especially if you're putting another motor. Don't be cheap. Just go buy $5 worth of vacuum lines. I know, you may be on a budget, but what's a budget going to be if you ruin your engine?
Buy it twice.
Alright, vacuum lines in the back, unless these ones don't have to be disconnected.
All of them have to be disconnected.
Well, some goes to the carb, that's what I'm saying. Oh, that one pulled off, so that's a vacuum leak. We're going to need a new one of those, just a new connector pipe. So it actually broke right there because it dry rotted.
Yep, I see a little bit of that.
You want to keep the PCV lines and the vacuum hoses for sizing, but you're not going to want to reuse them. This can just get pulled to the side, and you're going to want to probably put a zip tie or bungee cord and bungee this back so that way it doesn't get caught by the engine. Alright, next we're going to go for the Hei Power Connectors. That is part of the main body harness. What is this?
A homemade adapter.
Really?
That's a homemade adapter.
Did they tape this? They taped this hose.
It's good, old boy.
Okay, great. Alright, so we're going to be disconnecting the hard line to the brake booster. Now, you're going to want to probably use a combination open-ended line wrench, or known as a flare wrench. But since the basic mechanic at home is going to have that, you can use a combination wrench, and it's going to be a 5/8 if you have a normal size. Now I'm using a combination ratchet wrench, but that doesn't matter. You just kind of rock it back and forth and just break it, so that way you don't strip the head, because that's why you use a flare wrench on these, so that way you don't break the nut, because you can strip these. Just kind of rock it back and forth until it starts to lose all the dirt and grime that's there. Oh, I'm just twisting the hose.
Blooper.
Well, what do you want to do?
Fuck now. Twist it off.
Seize, man.
Yep.
Even WD-40 wouldn't say that, because metal.
No, something didn't go right. Wow, I've never seen it do that before, but hey. That's the kind of things you run into when you take out an old motor, so...
Oh, the whole thing's coming out of the carburetor.
Yeah, you're supposed to hold them with two-sided bolt there, Kev, which means you'd have to take the back bracket off to save that.
Oh well, that's...
So that'll be on the list. He's learning. He's second year tech, so...
It's out now.
Yeah,
just put that...
You always need that 2 wrenches on any type of that stuff, or you will damage that part.
Just get this out of the way here. And you probably won't be able to pull that through. You're gonna have to
disassemble it.
Yep. Alright, we'll just get that out of the way. Next, it'd probably be really easy just to pop the pin clip.
You want to put those in a bag because those are easily lost and hard to replace.
Especially if you're out in the woods. Alright, disconnect your spring here, because it is connected to the intake, which you're gonna have to take off the carburetor, so you want to save these springs too. Alright, save those springs. You can buy them at the hardware store, but if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna want to save those. Looks like this. You just pop that off your carburetor, because we're also trying to disassemble the throttle cable and the kickdown cable for the transmission. Wow, I do like the spray on this carburetor.
Yeah, your other one does the same thing.
Smells good. Alright. Now what's next is we're going to disconnect the fuel line. Now, we're not going to take off the nut to the carburetor. We're just going to take off this taped rubber hose.
Yes, it is taped. That's extra protection against leakage.
Probably have a rag underneath. Catch your gas. As you can see, it's not perfect, just a gas rag, crap rag, dirt rag, whatever you want to call it. Another thing you can do. Oh, nice.
Did I just rip on you?
No, yeah. Just kind of take your flathead in here and do that. Try not to get gas everywhere. To stop the fuel vapor, we're gonna stick in just a screwdriver. Just shove that in there, and we're going to clamp it down. Did you hear that? That rev? That was a 3.5 V6 from Nissan. They always have that special sound. That's why I want a Nissan. They sound so awesome. Just clamp that down, and you're good to go. New fuel rag.